how to get a wrench, man. All right, and what I'm gonna do first, I'm gonna take the ground. I'm gonna hook the ground off the battery, 9/16 wrench. I got it ground loose. This is your regulator here. This is the OEM part number. Don't get aftermarket, man, because you'll have problems with them. But the OEM part number is 27739G01, and the regulator is this box right here. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to change it. Let me get a ratchet. But if you look on the regulator, you got an I end, then a male end. All right. The red I end goes to your solenoid. You can see it right here. So what we're going to do is take that off. That's a 1/2 inch socket. All right. We'll take that off. But really, man, you shouldn't be putting out but 14 and a half volts at the most. Any more than that, it does cause the battery to burn up. All right, now the aggravating this part is the ground wire, which is right here, and they got a hook to the back side of this nut here. There's a bolt with all your ground wires on it. That's the most aggravating part. So what I'm gonna do is, so throw that so I can hold it real. All right, let's see. 7/16 wrench or socket, whichever. All right. And there should be about, I think, three or four ground wires on there. So what I'm gonna do is take the first nut off. All right, and then you'll see let's see how many grounds there is going to it. They got a lock washer on there. And then there's, let's see here. I can get them off. One ground wire. I got 2 ground wires going to it on that side. And what I'm gonna do is take the other nut off of 7/16 as well. All right, got that one broke loose. So just hold the bolt with your other hand and turn the nut.
What? You want me to go ahead and go there, Dave?
Alright, let's see here.
If you want something to take the peanut there in the on the back row. What?
Alright, got the other nut off. So did nothing but the bolt left.
What do you say, guys, on the peanut?
And then you can see there's another ground. So you got 3 grounds. And then you have the ground for the regulator. Alright. Now what I always do, just hold your solenoid on, so I always put this bolt back in and put a nut on it, because if you don't, when you unbolt the regulator, the whole solenoid will fall off, and sometimes it's a pain in the butt to get back on. So I always just take it and tighten that nut back up. And then I just take it and put all the ground wires on this side of the nut. Or you could just do away with that nut altogether and just put everything behind the nut. It's one of them parts where, it's one of them things where you have too many parts. When you put it back together, you got the right amount of parts. You have parts left over. All right, let me get another wrench. Like I said, this is a 7/16. It's a 1/4 inch bolt. So 2 7/16 wrenches, or if you got a socket. You could take the battery out to make it easier, but I've changed so many of them that I can do it like this. All right, tighten that bolt up. Make sure you get it good and tight. And your regulator here on the back side of your regulator bolts right there. That's your other bolt for the regulator, 7/16. And the nut comes through here, and it holds the solenoid on as well. So all we do is take my finger in here and hold the nut with my finger, and just back this bolt out, 7/16 as well. And I just take my hand and I try to hold the nut there. That way the nut don't move when I pull the bolt out. So all you're doing is pulling that off, and I hold my hand there on the nut, so the nut won't move. Because if not, it is a pain in the butt to get lined back up. This is your regulator. And then I take the bolt and stick it back through the new regulator, and push it back through the hole. And then find the nut, and the nut hasn't moved because I was holding it still the whole time, so it just screwed right back in. All right, and then this is your charging wire here. All right, so what I'm gonna do is hook this back to the solenoid. Make sure your battery wire goes on the bottom. Put it on the top. Hook your ground back up to the post there. And plug this back in, and you're good to go, man. All right, that's how you change the water regulator, man. Stay tuned. I'll post some more, man.